Fox 61 breaking news now.
And now at 10, we begin with breaking news. At least 2 firefighters were hurt battling a 3-alarm fire in Waterbury tonight. The flames ravaged a restaurant and the building next door, and tonight, hundreds are without power. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Fox 61's Kayla Cade is live in Waterbury tonight. Kayla, what was it like when you first showed up on the scene?
Yeah, Brent, it was a lot of smoke here. Even before we got to the scene, actually, when I was driving here near the highway, I saw a lot of smoke. And then when I got here, again, just very, very smoky. And even I talked with the captain of the fire department who says, you know, the firefighters even saw smoke coming from their station, or rather when they were coming here from their station when they were just about to get here as well. Now, 4 buildings, as you guys can see, have been damaged after the fire started at this apartment building on South Main Street, and many people have been standing around. I see some of them are still here after so many hours, but there were so many people here on the scene just watching these firefighters put out this fire here. And also, like you said, Brent, people nearby are also without power. Now, we haven't had a word on when it'll be back on, though. Captain Edward Partridge with the Waterbury Fire Department says when crews arrived, they found heavy fire coming from the 2nd and 3rd floors of the apartment building. Partridge says 15 people from that building are now displaced, and Red Cross is here helping them. He believes there may be more people who lived here but haven't returned home yet. He says they tried to go inside and get to the 3rd floor. However, Partridge says the fire pushed back at them and the building became unstable. So crews then had to fight the fire from outside.
The streams you see behind me all operating are in the area of 1,000 gallons a minute. And the big purpose of this situation is let's not let it spread to any more buildings. We have a bunch of buildings that are built right against each other, and they're all involved and they're heavily damaged with heavy fire.
Partridge says they had a lot of help fighting this fire with 8 engine companies and a rescue company coming to the scene, and he says there were about 50 firefighters here today. As you can see, they're still here on scene putting water out on some of those buildings that had the fire inside of them. And also, two firefighters were hurt in this fire. They have minor injuries, and the fire marshal is here investigating to see exactly how this fire started. Now, I also had the chance to speak with one woman who actually lives nearby and was able to see this fire got started, and she also explained how she saw a lot of flames and a lot of smoke coming from these buildings. You'll hear more from her coming up in a little while, so stay tuned to hear more from her. Right now in Waterbury, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Thank you, Kayla. Time for a look at the weather now. Temperatures have cooled off compared to last week. Certainly, we have a little humidity to deal with, a few small storms. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with a look at the forecast. Rachel, you have a good weekend on the way.
We do. We have no severe weather this weekend, which is a win, and we have no extreme heat either. Temperatures right now are in the mid-70s. You know, a win is a win is a win, right? Noticing right now there is some rain to the south, some rain to the north and to the west, but we're kind of in this little dry spot in between. Temperatures right now are in the lower to middle 70s. And while there is a chance for an isolated shower, I think the main thing is going to be that it stays humid tonight, and there could be some areas of patchy fog as we head towards daybreak with overnight lows right around 70 degrees. So it's another very warm and humid day tomorrow. In fact, I think tomorrow is almost a carbon copy of today. Mid-80s in Southington and Branford. We'll see high temperatures in the mid-80s for Mystic and Stonington. Look at this, upper 80s for some areas away from the shoreline, including Colchester, and we could get close to 90 in Higganum. Later in the day and at night, there is a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but a lot of the state will stay dry, and it will feel like around 90 degrees when you factor in the humidity. We'll talk about the weekend forecast and some bigger heat for next week coming up, Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. New tonight, a hiker and a firefighter are recovering after suffering heat exhaustion during a difficult rescue in Kent. The fire chief says more than 70 first responders came in to help rescue the hiker. He says the rescue took place over very rough terrain. The hiker and the firefighter were taken to a hospital. 2 other firefighters were treated on scene. An abrupt retirement, a police escort, and now questions surrounding Hartford's former city treasurer. The city is auditing both the treasurer's office and its billion-dollar pension fund. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot is breaking down what we know.
That's right. The city treasurer's office has been under scrutiny after Carmen Sierra retired suddenly this week. Now the mayor's office says the police were called after she returned to City Hall after her departure. Now questions are being raised about the ongoing audits into the office and the pension fund. On July 6, Carmen Sierra sent a letter to her staff that she was retiring effective immediately. 2 days later, the mayor's office says it received reports that Sierra had returned to the treasurer's office. In a statement, Mayor Runan Arulampalam said in response, the Hartford Police Department assisted to ensure city property remained secure. While not all facts are clear yet, it is unacceptable for any former elected official to access secure city facilities after vacating their position. But the questions extend beyond that incident. The city's internal audit department is now reviewing both the treasurer's office and the pension fund, which is valued at more than $1 billion. Well-known activist and CEO of Hartford nonprofit Angel of Edgewood, Jendaya Scott, is still trying to process what happened.
To take an opportunity to do something that's unethical, that makes it harder for other women who are trying to come up in politics and make a change in their neighborhoods, like it's really, really disheartening.
Sierra was elected to a 4-year term as treasurer in 2023. In this position, she handled all city funds, responsible for pension portfolio, which is over $1 billion, and manages all city cash and oversees the banking services. Donna Barberi, the city's chief auditor, confirmed with Fox 61 the audit was already underway. She says the Internal Audit Commission received tips regarding the administration of the pension fund since Sierra was elected. She also confirmed several changes within the Pension Commission, including the departure of the commission chair, Sean Wooden, and Nicholas Tregilla.
It did raise a lot of flags for me when several people resigned from the commission, and it should have raised a red flag for several others in the community. And so by them stepping away, it said a lot.
Once the audit is complete, we will share the findings here on our free Fox 61 News app and on fox61.com. In Hartford, Kay Patty Foote, Fox 61.
A disturbing case of animal cruelty in East Hartford tonight after a box of cats was reportedly thrown from a moving vehicle. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza has what we're learning and the call for justice.
I'm here on Adams Street in East Hartford, where officials say this all unfolded. Animal advocates are calling it a cruel act, and they're hoping a reward helps lead to an arrest.
It's actually really sad and quite unfortunate for the cats, yeah.
A heartbreaking discovery in East Hartford after police say a box filled with cats was thrown from a moving vehicle. East Hartford Animal Control says the incident happened near Adams Street. Police say 4 kittens and 2 adult cats were in the box. Officers were able to find the kittens and one of the cats, but the other cat has still not been found. Animal advocates say this case is a painful reminder of a bigger problem.
Not again. You know, this is every day, multiple times a day. And it's to the point where I think we are all just disgusted with humans disposing of their animals like garbage.
Robin Zilla Canamella with Desmond's Army says abandoning an animal isn't just heartbreaking.
Well, first of all, it's against the law to abandon an animal in the state of Connecticut. It is against the law. Not only is it illegal, but it's a horrible act.
Pet owners we spoke with say while times may be tough, there are better options.
I do understand that it is tough times, but throwing cats out of a moving vehicle is quite cruel. So I guess if the community also knows where to go and take animals to shelters and stuff, that could be helpful, because there are people who I think would be looking for animals and pets and able to look after them.
Desmond's Army is now offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and prosecution.
These are innocent beings. They're sentient beings. They feel. And they could have died out there.
Police are asking anyone who may have information or surveillance video in the area to please come forward. In East Hartford, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
A group of Yale professors has threatened to sue the university if Yale settles a lawsuit filed by the Department of Justice. That lawsuit accused Yale School of Medicine of discriminating against white and Asian students in admissions. The professors say the DOJ has fallen far short of proving that and is just trying to strong-arm the university with baseless accusations. Lawyers representing Yale's chapter of the American Association of University Professors wrote a letter to university leadership saying the group will not hesitate to pursue its rights should the university settle. Well, the search continues tonight in Groton after police say a driver rammed a police cruiser, led officers through a neighborhood, and then took off on foot with another man. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson is in Groton tonight with more.
Yeah, behind me is right where those two suspects stopped their car, and a nearby neighbor tells me they ran straight up through the marina, and police say they haven't been seen since.
It was a normal day for this Bayberry Lane neighbor living on the Groton waterfront.
Even if these guys were bad and they left somebody in the car, maybe I could help them.
He wanted to remain anonymous, but says he saw the whole thing unfold from his front porch.
So as I'm sitting up there, I see this car come screaming down here and go into that road right there. And I said, man, these guys must be in trouble. They got out of the car, two guys got out of the car, and they started coming towards my house, and I told them, don't come over here. I already called the police. I figured something wasn't right.
One of those men police say is Jaden Rivera. Police do not know the name of the other man Rivera was riding with. The neighbor tells me the two men ran towards the marina just up the hill from where they parked the car.
I just hope they got the guys. Well, they know who they are. He told me that. There's a lot of area to cover. I just hope that they aren't going to come back this way. I don't think they will.
Police say Rivera is wanted for first-degree attempted assault. He's also wanted for criminal possession of a firearm. Mela Marcotte lives in Jupiter Point, the next neighborhood over from Bayberry Lane. She says she saw the heavy police presence and wondered what was going on.
And they told us to stay in the house and lock the doors. That's what we've heard, and then this has been going on for quite a few hours. Well, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood, so we're not used to seeing all this kind of activity down here.
Police had an extensive presence at Bayberry Lane, but after a few hours of searching, they cleared out of the area.
It's amazing how he's covered so much ground in such a short period of time. It's like a little weird, right? They were unable to find him. They had everybody here, from all the different towns trying to find him. This guy must be pretty good. Pretty elusive, it's very strange.
Groton police had help from several neighboring departments in the search, including state police and the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection.
Now, police searched the area for a few hours, but they ultimately left. But before they did, they towed away the car. In Groton, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
The state police accuse an Ansonia man of shooting at a car in a fit of road rage. Jonathan Sanabria was in court today on charges of assault and illegal discharge of a firearm. Police say it happened last night on Route 8 in Seymour. They say the victim took video of Sanabria shooting at his car twice. Troopers did not say if the victim was hurt or what led up to that shooting.